Hey there! Are you creating magic at that piano or keyboard of yours? I certainly hope so. Today we're going to take a look at one simple piano chord voicing and how you can pretty much use it to take you through an entire ballad and sound pro. We're going to use an 8-measure excerpt from a classic standard, Imagination, by Jimmy Van Heusen and Johnny Burke. So stay tuned. We'll be right there. Hi there! If you have a familiarity with your basic 7th chords, yet you haven't dived into the world of piano chord voicings as of now, you are in for some wonderful surprises ahead. Today we're going to take a look at a basic piano chord voicing that you just have to know. So, what is a piano chord voicing? Sometimes we just refer to them as voicings, or jazz piano voicings, or jazz chord voicings. Okay, the key word there is voicings. We essentially take a chord that we know, a 7th chord here, we're playing a C major 7 chord, in its basic root position. It's also in closed position, meaning that the chord tones are as close as they can possibly be to each other. Here we have the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7 of the chord. Remember, each of our 7 chords is based on some scale. Here, a C major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to 1 here on top. 1, 3, 5, 7. There we are. Well, if we take these chord tones and kind of manipulate them, have some fun with them, rearrange them to a certain degree, then we are voicing the chord. Let's do that right now. All right. We're going to take this chord, we're going to bring it down an entire octave, okay? Now that sounds pretty muddy, as it is. But when we open the chord, something different is going to happen, okay? What do we mean by opening a chord? Well, we're on our way to an open chord voicing. What we're going to do, we're going to take this 1, 3, 5, and 7. We're still going to play them. However, we're going to keep the 1 and the 5 down here. But this 3 and 7, we're going to bring it up an octave. Here we are. We have opened the chord. Now we are playing an open chord voicing. It's open because we have a chord tone in between the 2 chord tones we're playing, but we're not playing it, okay? Therefore, it is said to be open. And the same is true here. We have a chord tone in between. It's open, and there are all kinds of ways we can open a chord, but this is the open chord voicing that we're paying attention to in this session. Now, we can bring this up an octave. Now, we said that we're going to take a look at only one chord voicing. To a point that's true, but we can make a slight alteration to this one. In other words, we have the 1, 5, 3, and 7 here, right? Well, we're going to still play those chord tones, but we can also put this 7 down here instead, below the 3. You see that 7 right there? There it is. So we have 2 options available to us. We have the 1, 5, 7, 3 chord voicing. We have the 1, 5, 3, 7 chord voicing. You'll want to apply both to every 7th chord that you ever learn, okay? It's going to open doors for you. Let's take a look at this 8-measure excerpt from Jimmy Van Heusen and Johnny Burke's Imagination, wonderful classic. We're in the key of E flat. Let's take a look at these chords right away. We have an E flat major 7 chord. Here's the 1, 3, 5, and 7 in basic root position and closed. Now, here's our formula that we're going to actually use to get us through these entire 8 bars. Here it is. 1, you ask yourself the question, is the melody note a 3 or a 7 of the chord? Is it? Is this G a 3 or a 7? Yes, it is. It is the 3. So we play the one that's missing, which is the 7, and we place it below because we want to spotlight that melody on top or furthest to the right. Okay? We've got the 3 here, the 7 below it. Now we simply play that 1 and 5. Nice and open. Now as we proceed to the E diminished 7, here it is in root position and closed, we ask ourselves, is this G a 3 or a 7? It is, in fact, the 3. We'll simply play the 7 below that again, the 1 and the 5 here, next measure, F minor 7, we have an A flat here. 3 or a 7? Absolutely. It's the 3, so we'll put the 7 below, the 1 and the 5 here. 1, 5, 7, 3 voicing. Now we're still playing this A flat. When we proceed to the B flat 7 chord, is this A flat a 3 or a 7? Of B flat 7. It is. It's a 7. This time we'll put the 3 below that, then the 1 and 5 here. Moving to the E flat major 7, is this B flat a 3 or a 7? No, it is not. It is a 5. It's in the chord, but it's not a 3 or a 7, so we're going to actually put both below the melody to the left. Here's the 3. The closest one is the 3. Underneath that we have the 7. Here we play the 1 and the 5. Next we have the A flat major 7. And our melody note, we're just going to concern ourselves with this first one of this triplet. It's a B flat. Is that a 3 or a 7? No, it's actually the 9. So since it is not, we're going to simply play the closest 3 or 7. Here it is, the 7. Here's the 3, and then the 1 and the 5 below. Now we have a C7. Is this B flat a 3 or the 7? This is getting easy, right? Yes, it is. It's a 7. We'll put the 3 below that, and then the 1 and the 5. Continuing to the F minor. Yes, it is a 3. Put the 7 below it. 1 and the 5. C7. Melody note. This is actually a sharp 5 here. So it's not a 3 or a 7, so we'll put both. Here's the closest. It's the 3. Then the 7. Now the 1 and the 5. Well, we may not want to put this 5 here, only because why? Well, this G sharp is actually a sharp 5. So we probably don't want that clash. So we simply leave this 5 out because this sharp 5 has replaced that essentially. Very nice. Moving to the F minor again. Here we have that 3rd again. So it's the 7 below that and then the 1 and the 5 below. B flat 7. This is the 9. So it's not the 3 or 7. Closest is the 7 here. And the 3. Then the 1 and the 5 down here. G7. Okay, we know that this G is the 1, so it's not the 3 or the 7. So we'll put the closest, the 7 here and the 3 here. Next is the B flat. It's the 7 of C7, so we'll put the 3 here. And finally, for this section we have the F minor with an F as a melody note. So we'll put both the 7 and the 3 below that. Let's go through the entire 8 bars. Nice subtle effect. Yet professional. nice start for us. Are there other things we can do? There are many, many things we can do. And we'll visit those in the future, of course. For now, though, I encourage you to take a favorite ballad of yours and apply this concept. Remember, the formula is the melody note a 3 or a 7? If it is, simply play the one that's missing below the melody, and then the 1 and the 5 with that left hand below. If it's not, well, play the melody note, and then add the 3 and the 7 directly below that melody, and then play the 1 and the 5 again with the left hand. All right? You're actually going to discover that this one voicing and its alternative will take you through an entire ballad and have you sounding pretty good. All right. I hope you enjoy that, and please apply the concept, make it yours, and continue making magic at that piano or keyboard of yours.